Welcome to On Talks.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Odd Talks. I'm your host, Jeff. Got Brandon with me and Chris with me again.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta unmute yourself there, Chris.
Yeah. I said hello, so you said I was all like, wait.
Yeah, it helps to unmute yourself.
Usually.
So we
Not all the
we
time.
started on stream. We started with a song called "Gotta Love Millennials" by I forget his name now, Micah something. Kind of in honor of our first story, Millennial Monopoly. It's just what you would think. Let me see if I can get this up here.
Yes, we are all insulted.
Well, you guys might be. I'm not. I mean, I am technically a millennial, but definitely not by personality. I actually have work ethic. But yeah, millennial.
What are you trying to say?
I was
Okay.
waiting for somebody to react. Oh man, yeah, it's Millennial Monopoly. They gotta see if I can find the quote that's on the front of the box. I forget what it says.
I've actually already seen this in stores.
Buy us a few. We're gonna do Monopoly one night.
It'd be kind of hard to play from across the country.
I don't see it quoted in here. I think it says something like "Forget real estate. You can't afford it anyway," on the front of the box. And the pieces, instead of normal Monopoly pieces, you've got the Monopoly guy
Yeah, that's exactly what it says.
emoji. You got the bike share bicycle, the laughing crying emoji, and then of course the hashtag, the plastic cheap aviator sunglass looking things, and the vintage camera. Those are your playing pieces. Let's see. Where did I find those cards that it was quoting? So basically, the point of the game isn't to have the most money at the end of the game, or, you know, to drive your opponents broke like normal Monopoly. The point is to basically have the most experience by the end of the game, and when you go around the board, you collect up what do they call them? Not destinations. Or is it destinations? Yeah, okay, yeah, it is. You move your token around the board, discovering destinations. Instead of Mediterranean Avenue, for instance, you can crash at your parents' basement. Instead of Boardwalk, there's a week-long music festival. So those
Why is it $60?
What's $60?
The game.
No, I think it's
Yeah.
like 30.
It's 60. Monopoly themselves sell it on Amazon for $60, $59.94.
Wow, that
What?
seems outrageous. Because I know the one video I did see of a guy that had just bought it. He said he spent $30 on it.
If you buy it off of eBay, some people are selling it for 30. But Monopoly themselves are selling it.
That could be another bash on millennials that they'll never be able to afford the game itself.
That's probably the joke.
Oh, I'm sure it is, with the way that the rest of this game is made. Let's see. I can English. The Monopoly Man is depicted on the front of the box wearing disposable plastic shades, rocking earbuds, holding a coffee, and sporting a participation ribbon around his neck. I don't know if you can see that in this image up here. You can kind of see it. Yeah, he's got his coffee. Can't see the earbuds, but there's this plastic cheapo shades, and then his participation ribbon.
Oh, those are the best.
Let's see. The meanest card in the chance pile says you took a trip to find yourself. You didn't lose a turn. Let's
My
see.
life. In a nutshell.
One or more. Let's see. Where was the other cards that they quoted? Instead of the railroads, you got the bike share, and it actually has a little bit different gameplay feature with the bike share than the railroads do normally. Let's see. If you land on one of these spaces, you can pay $10 to jump anywhere in between the next bike share. If you want to go past it, you can pay an additional $10, and so on. This offers players early an ability to jump ahead and snap up better experiences, or later in the game, a way to pay $10 to avoid getting hit for 40. But the whole game is based on not having any money anyway. You're always broke anyway, so good luck with that. I can't find those other card quotes. Where were they? Oh, here it is. Instead of a get out of jail free card, there's a card that reads, "Your mom posts bail. She's the best." Instead of committing a crime, you go to jail if you draw the card that says, "You literally can't even pay your student loan bill. Go to jail. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $20." So you only collect $20 for passing go instead of $200.
It's making me so sad.
According to the rules, I don't remember where I saw this here. I think it was a little further down. Yeah, as for the gameplay, the first player to roll, per the rules, has the most student loan debt.
No.
Just assuming that everybody's got student loan debt as a millennial.
That would suck. It's just all like, yes, I got the highest number. I get to go first, and then you like realize it. So
I'm having problems with my phone right now. Not wanting to work right. I think I've got it fixed now. Let's see. Yeah, the experience chips that you collect throughout the game. On the back of them, they have a new oh, man, I cannot English. I can't do this.
You were about to say English.
I can't do it. Let's see. They have a numeric value ranging from -3 to +5 with a little Facebook-like thumbs on them, like like the little thumbs up thing on Facebook. That kind of picture on them. See, I was trying to find some better pictures. Oh, there you can kind of see the thumbs up thing, +2 on this little token right here. I was trying to find some better pictures of like the board and stuff like that, but I couldn't find any good pictures. Yeah, I mean, the worst thing is at the bottom of this article, the guy even says, "We tried to really suck the marrow from our experience by taking pictures of our game and posting them on social media. Obviously, it was fun, and I won." Okay, where's the link? Like, I want links to these pictures. So I couldn't really find any decent pictures. The only thing I could suggest would be if you want to see more like images of the game board and stuff like that, would be to look for a video on it.
Or go buy it yourself.
Yeah, or you can go buy it,
Do it.
Yeah, if you're not a millennial and can afford $60.
No, millennials would just have their mom buy it. What are you talking about? Like,
wow, Chris coming in with the millennial burn. But that's true.
like,
They would probably have their mom buy it. I don't know. This guy starts out this article. I don't know if it was like somebody that hacked Walmart's website or what, but Walmart's app told me it was in stock at the Mount Vernon location for $19.82, which is adorable all in its own. But the app lied, and I wasted 40 minutes of my life driving there only to come back empty-handed. So somebody must have hacked into Walmart's website and changed the price on it or something on the website to play even more of a joke on people.
Yeah, either that or he's just joking too. Because who would spend 40 minutes driving just to go get a board game?
Well, if that's where you're, I mean, that's our closest Walmart. For us to get to a Walmart, we're driving 30 to 40 minutes.
I have one 3 minutes away.
Yeah, like,
yeah, we live out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So it's, I mean, we're 30 to 40, depending on which side of Green Bay you got to go to. We're 30 to 40 minutes away from it. And then the next biggest town that's probably 5 minutes closer would be Marinette. And that's in the complete opposite direction. So no matter where we go to get to any kind of a city that has, you know, like a Menards and Fleet Farm and Walmarts, Targets, we got to go all the way to Green Bay. Fuck, Green Bay just got a Meijer for the first time, probably. It's probably been up for a year now.
Don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I thought that was a southern thing. Oh no, the Kroger's is the southern. Because you guys have Kroger's down there, don't you?
Oh, hell yeah.
Don't even
Yeah.
know what that is either.
It's just
Okay.
another Walmart type store, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And that's what Meijer is too. It's just a big department store that, you know, low prices and stuff like that. It's just another version of Walmart, except Meijer's a little bit nicer environment. A little bit nicer environment than the people of Walmart.
Yeah. Don't know any of these stores. Can't relate.
Well,
I know my stores.
except for Walmart. I would hope you know
Oh, yeah.
Walmart.
Oh yeah. I would hope I know Walmart.
Jesus Christ, you're in California. I would hope you know Walmart.
I go to my Walmarts just to watch the people.
Oh no, that got.
I can't say I blame you, honestly. I mean, fuck. Sometimes when I go to Walmart and I drop my wife off at the door because she's just running in real quick or something, I think I get more entertainment in that 5 minutes that I'm sitting there watching people go in and out of Walmart than I do in an entire year of watching TV. The fucking people that go in and out of that store sometimes, man, I'll tell you what. Yeah, no, that can go away. See ya. So yeah, then the next one we have here is Fajita Heist. This dude steals. Let's see. Oh, and it's in your state, Brandon. Oh man, Texas man sentenced to 50 years for stealing $1.2 million worth of food, and it was all fajitas.
I don't blame him.
I don't know.
Well,
Is
yeah.
this a picture of the dude? Yeah, it must be.
Could be. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Defendant Gilberto Escamilla? I probably butchered the shit out of that, but Brownsville, Texas. How close is that to you, Brandon?
Over an hour and a half.
Oh, so it's quite a ways away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pled guilty to stealing more than $1.2 million in fajitas while acting as a public servant. And the best part of it is the dude worked in the cafeteria of none other than a jail. where
Hey,
he's
gonna
gonna
be
be
right at
where
home.
he's gonna be spending 50 years. Let's see, where is it?
That's so sad.
Was
Did he
employed.
even get to enjoy any of them?
I don't know. It wasn't even that he was trying to enjoy them. It
He
was
selling it for his own profit.
yeah,
Oh.
he was basically running a side business using the county's money.
Oh shit, I don't blame him.
He was employed at the Darrell B. Hester Juvenile Detention Center in San Benito. Would that be how you'd say that? I don't know. Benito?
Great question.
The Hispanics sitting here with his arms up in the air, not knowing how to pronounce something that's Spanish.
Honestly.
Oh, that's too funny.
Wait,
Let's
where?
see. He was employed there until August 2017, when it was discovered that he had been placing orders for fajitas using county funds and then selling them for his own profit since December of 2008. So he's doing this for almost 10 years before getting caught.
He's making some good money.
Was also served with a maximum fine of $10,000 on top of the $1,251,578.72 he was ordered to pay back for the cost of the fajitas. Let's see. According to Brownsville Herald, Escamilla's scheme unraveled last August after a delivery driver with Labette Labatt Food Service phoned the detention center. What the fuck are we using this kind of language for? Phoned? Are we in the 1960s? What the fuck is this article? April 23rd, 2018. I think you need to change your year there to 1960. Back in my day, we phoned our friends. Fucking phoned the detention center to give kitchen employees a heads up that an 800-pound delivery of fajitas had arrived. Employees...
I would not mind getting 800 pounds of fajitas delivered to my door.
Employees immediately thought the delivery to be suspicious. Minors at the detention center are not served fajitas. So that's the worst thing about it. He didn't even use a food that was actually being served at the detention center. Instead, he uses a food that isn't even being served there.
My God.
However, the delivery driver insisted that had been... Wow, they got some nasty typos in this. However, the delivery driver insisted that he had been delivering fajitas to the detention center's kitchen for the past 9 years. So, all it took was one big-ass order that was just a little too big that the delivery driver had to call ahead. And it fucked his whole entire scheme. It makes you wonder, had he not ordered that much, had he only ordered, enough that this guy wouldn't have called ahead to give them a heads up of an 800-pound delivery, would he still be getting away with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
That's the thing. You would think he would. Because it seems like that's what gave him away, and that's what got him caught.
I mean, he's selling some cheap-ass food and cheap-ass fajitas if it's 1.2 mil, and that's it.
Yeah, so he got greedy and just over-ordered and got himself screwed. Let's see. It was a quote from the defendant. "It was selfish. I started small and got bigger and out of control," Escamilla said during court testimony. According to the Herald, "It got to the point where I couldn't control it anymore." Texas State District Judge J. Manuel Banales, who handed down the sentence, dismissed an additional theft charge as part of an earlier plea deal excuse me, made by Escamilla. Because Escamilla stole more than $200,000 worth of goods, Texas law considers the crime to be the first-degree felony and allows for a sentencing of up to 99 years in prison.
I don't know why they're so upset. It could have been drugs.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot worse things.
Unless
drugs,
there's
guns.
drugs in the meat.
Yeah, what if it's just like
Yeah.
drugs packed within the fajita? There you go.
New strand. It's actually called fajita.
Yeah, there you go. we're discovering new things.
Well, Texas still has capital punishment, don't you?
Huh?
You guys still have capital punishment in Texas, don't you?
Dude, you keep cutting out.
Why am I cutting out?
Is he cutting out for you too, Shadow, or no?
No, just you.
Okay. It might just be my internet shitting on me.
Like death sentences.
I mean, yes. Yeah, we do.
That's
We're assholes.
It's what I kind of thought was that Texas is one of the last few remaining states that actually still has capital punishment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any other state has that anymore. They've all kind of gone away from that. I don't know why, because I agree with it. I mean, you kill somebody, why shouldn't you be killed? I mean, seems fair to me.
That's why Texas is great.
Yeah, I wish.
I think we need more eye for an eye type punishment when it comes to crimes.
Yeah, because then people would do it less.
Yeah, exactly.
Criminals are getting out early right now.
You go.
You know how many more terrible things are happening in other states because a lot of the time people just go to jail.
Yeah, they go to jail for 6 months and they're good to go.
They get out, like they'll be sentenced for like a lifetime, and then they'll get, oh hey, we're gonna set you off early.
Yeah. For good behavior or whatever. Yeah, like you go to a store and you get charged with armed robbery or something, you should have your hands cut off. Fuck you. You know? If you're a peeping Tom, cut your fucking eyes out.
I wasn't gonna go. that way.
Eye for an eye punishment, man. Whatever you were doing, take away the ability to do that. That's the way our punishments should be. That's the way I feel. That would stop a lot of crime. I can tell you one thing, I'd never steal from someone. If I knew that it meant that I could end up having my hands cut off. Fuck that, I'd be like, nope, I'll keep my hands. Thank you very much. You still having problems over there or what?
Yeah, my computer's shitting on me.
Oh boy.
Oh, he's about to die.
Yeah, if I leave the call, y'all know why.
Okie doke.
The screen's just gonna go black. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, anybody in stream or watching on the video later on, if his side goes black, that's what happened. His computer shit out.
That just means I'm showing myself.
And
that black
decided
screen,
to
that's
freeze.
me.
Yeah. So, alright, our next story that we have is well, we're calling it Selfie Save because this man was saved from, I'm pretty sure it was a life sentence in prison, all because of one selfie. I don't know if they have, do they have the actual, I think this might actually be the actual selfie right here. This one right here, that's in this tweet. So that's the actual selfie image that saved this dude. So basically this dude, I think he's 21? Yeah. Oh, another Texan. It's all from Texas tonight.
We don't
Christopher
fuck around with our prison sentences.
Christopher C.J. Precopia, 21, was accused by his high school ex-girlfriend of breaking into her home in Bell County, assaulting her, carving an X onto her chest, and cutting her face. So this is what this psycho idiot claims he did. In a handwritten statement to the police obtained by the outlet's Austin affiliate KVUE, the woman wrote, "I could hear the slices being made, and it stung a lot." So basically, they all go to court. He gets arrested right at work, as far as I know. Where was it? 21-year-old who was working at a lumber yard at the time was charged with first-degree felony burglary of habitation with intent to commit additional felonies. Yeah, I thought it said something about the fact that they actually arrested him while he was at work. Allegations meant his application to join the U.S. Army was rejected. They also forced his parents to have to fork out 10% of his $150,000 bail fee, as well as another $100,000 in fees for his legal defense. Evidence of the man's innocence came to light when his mother at one point realized her son was nowhere near the scene of the alleged crime on the night it supposedly occurred. On September 20th, 2017, around 7:20 p.m., her son was in fact at the Renaissance Hotel, 70 miles from the alleged victim's home. And it was all, let's see, lucky twist of fate. What could prove it was, in fact, a selfie she took with her son and two friends that night. In light of new developments, which included the selfie, the Bell County Prosecutor's Office dismissed the case in the interest of justice. I love the way they end that. In the interest of justice. No, bitch, you ended it in the interest of proof. Because I don't think it says it anywhere in here, but I know one of the other articles I read was that they used the timestamp and the geolocations on the selfie image to actually prove that he was not anywhere near her house at the time of the crime. So, I mean, this whole bogus, in the interest of justice bullshit is kind of a... What a garbage way to say that you're throwing the case out. Like, no, it's not in the interest of justice. It's in the interest of... They provided proof. I mean, I guess, yeah, that's still in the interest of justice because they provided proof that he wasn't there, so the proper justice would be to let the frickin' guy go and get him back to his right life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hope these courts did something with the army to allow him to, to allow his application to actually be accepted again. Because, I mean, it screwed his whole life. They had him sentenced to 99 years.
Yeah.
99 years in prison.
We're a little harsh.
Well, no, I mean, I
know.
don't blame I don't disagree with the sentencing.
No, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
I mean,
he
it-
also had to pay up $100,000 just for his defense. Also,
Well, yeah,
Like-
well, no, I'm sure he's going after her for that. I would be. I mean, 99 years for if he had actually done that for what he did, according to her. I mean, yeah, fuck yeah, put the dude in prison for life. I mean, why not? It's what he deserves. But he didn't do it.
Mhm.
I thought I seen somewhere a quote from her.
I sent you 2 pictures in Discord of what the death penalty stuff is now. Actually, a bunch of states still
Oh,
have it.
wow.
Just a bunch of them just haven't done any executions in the last 5 years.
Okay. So actually, almost every state still has death penalty.
Mm-hmm. Just we're one of the ones actively doing it. One of the bigger ones actively doing it.
What is the gray ones? Governor imposed moratorium. Moratorium. What the hell is that?
I don't understand what that means.
There's only 2 states with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17 states? No, 18 states that have no death penalty, which Wisconsin is one of them. But then the rest of the states have death penalties. So basically 20 states that don't have death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 30 have death penalties. But only, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 states that have actually carried out death penalties in the last 5 years.
9.
Oh, no, that haven't
Yeah.
done any death penalties in the
Wait,
last...
no. 9, 10, 11, 12.
18 of those 30 haven't done any, actually performed any death penalties in the last 5 years.
Yeah. 13 of them actually have.
I didn't realize there was that many states still that were doing that.
I honestly didn't either. I knew we did for sure. Because we hear
Yeah.
about it all the time.
I didn't even know California did it.
This is a new forum also. This was as of October 11, 2018.
I thought I seen somewhere. But basically, in the end, this dude, the chick did end up admitting that she was just basically pissed off at him and concocted the whole thing on her own. So, I mean, if you're going to make allegations that he cut an X into your chest and cut your face, and you could hear the slices being made, you got to have proof. So you got to assume this chick cut herself up.
Mm-hmm.
And cut an X into her own chest and cut her own face to try to solidify her story. Which makes her even more psycho. But
Yeah, no, everyone in like the comments way down below are saying that she should be the one to serve 99 years.
oh yeah, that's the greatest thing about this. She is not facing any penalties as of now.
Yeah.
I haven't found any updates on this yet, but as of right now, she's not facing any penalties of any kind for this at all. Which is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You do something like this, you drag this dude's name through the mud this much, you fuck him out of his application to the U.S. Army, you screw him out of hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees and bail money, you get him probably fired from his job, which I'm sure he was able to get back as soon as the employer heard the story. They probably hired him right back. I would
And
assume.
gave him a raise to pay for shit.
Yeah, you would hope. But it's still, I mean, the hassle of going through, you know, being fired and then having to get your job back, all the shit she dragged him through. I mean, you gotta at least give her something for defamation of character or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
And I'm
ridiculous.
surprised they haven't, because, like we've said, this is in Texas. I'm surprised she hasn't gotten anything.
Oh, I
from
know.
it.
Absolutely
'Cause
nothing.
Everyone is strict as fuck here when it comes to shit like that, and people will protest for shit like that.
That's ridiculous that she's not getting anything out of this. I mean, she, in my opinion, she should be sitting in jail for at least 5 years and be forced to pay out as much money as what he's paid out, on top of having to pay back all of the money that he paid out.
Yep.
But I'm a strict fucking dickhead, so I
agree.
you
But
know,
Oh yeah.
I just can't believe I might look for some updates on this story maybe for next week to see if we can find an update. Maybe she'll finally get charged with something. I guess it would all depend on him though too, because I'm sure in most states in this situation, he's proved his innocence. That's all that matters. So now at this point, the police probably go to him and say, "Do you want to press charges against her for making up these false allegations?" And if he says no, that's the end of it right there. He chose to not press charges. Not saying that that's what happened here, but, you know, there is always that scenario that he may have chose to not press charges against her and chose to be the bigger man and not be a fucking idiot. Which, more power to you, dude. I couldn't have done it. If I was in his shoes, I'd have been like, "Oh wait, you want to know if I want to press charges? Oh fuck yes. What can I hit her with?"
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been like,
everything we can.
"Yep,
Let's go."
read me the list of what I could hit her with, because we're hitting her with it." I cannot believe she's not getting anything at all. It's crazy. All right, well, I suppose that that's the end of the news stories that we had.
Yes.
Can move on into our
Yeah, I was trying to see if there was anything
gaming
updated
segment
on it, but as of right now, November 16th was when they posted a lot of stuff. They haven't really said anything about her yet.
Okay, yeah. The last I had looked, like yesterday or the day before, I think it was. I couldn't find any updates on that as far as her getting charged with anything. All right, so what we're talking about today for our gaming tech segment is the release of Farming Simulator 19. I know to a lot of people this may not be something that they even have any interest in, but this is also surprisingly has a very large cult following for this game. And the people that do know anything about the franchise and know the progression of the franchise, it's been pretty stagnant for a while. Like I got into the Farming Simulator franchise on 15 on console, and when I made the switch to PC, I got 17 on PC, and really nothing changed. I mean, multiplayer management was still just garbage, and all your graphics, everything was still pretty much the same. There wasn't a whole lot of changes. But Giants finally listened to all the players.
Did you know this?
I don't even know what that is.
So you know how you were actually in the game, how you were talking about?
Oh,
the
yeah,
narrow
yeah.
pilot?
Because that's what the big sprayers, the big sprayers would have narrow tires on them. That's why they
okay,
have
yeah,
those
yeah.
narrow tires. Because in real life, if you look at one of those self-propelled sprayers like that, they're
usually go
real
in
high up in
between.
the air, and they have
Yep.
the real they have the real skinny little tires. Because what that does is, like, even if you've planted corn and your corn is at full height, you can go into that cornfield and you can run your tires right down the middle of the rows without ever running over any of your crops. and then it's real high up, so it just clears the tops of the corn. That's awesome that they implemented that, so that if you're running normal
yeah.
tires, you destroy your crops, but if you run narrow tires, you don't destroy your crops. That's cool. I didn't even know that was a implemented feature. So yeah, they listen to a lot of the things that the players have been complaining about and wanting fixed with the game and changed with the game. Two of the biggest things that they've brought to the game is John Deere brand and the Case IH brand. Those are both brands that players have been demanding for a long time. Since 15, they've been demanding those brands, and they finally brought them to the game. So now our John Deere tractors are a little more detailed on the in-cab views, because it's actually developer content instead of being mod content.
Not all having to be mods. I'm sure there'll be a shitload of mods still for other ones.
I'm sure they'll still have John Deere mods and stuff, but we have hopper bottoms now. We didn't have those in 17. It was just basically this generic semi-trailer that was a tipper trailer. It was stupid.
All more mods.
The biggest change to the game is the graphics engine overhaul. They did a huge overhaul on the graphics engine, and I'm about to pull up a couple of pictures here that'll show the improvements here. So these are side-by-side images of in-game screenshots between Farming Simulator 17 on the left and then Farming Simulator 19 on the right. It's incredible the difference. Like, yes, they've still got like the dirt furrows in the fields are still pretty flat looking. It's still a pretty flat texture, but it looks more 3D now with the better lighting, the better graphics. It actually looks like there's bumps in the field, whereas on the left it's even flatter yet. You know, everything's such flat colors, flat textures. I wish that we had actual crop on the right side, because the crops even look better. I mean, it's amazing how much better the crops look. Here's another side-by-side comparison of the docks from Farming Simulator 17. This is the docks area, and it's showing like what it would look like with the Farming Simulator 19 engine graphics engine, compared to the Farming Simulator 17 one. It's incredible. Oh, what's that one?
Crop growth.
Oh, this isn't like a side-by-side of the...
No, not of the different how they
Okay.
look over time, but
I was thinking it was like a side-by-side of the 17 to 19 type of difference, you know. Opening up one of the John Deere tractors that's in the game. So that's developer content now instead of being a mod, which is a huge change. Let's see here. So some of the other features that have been added, basically you have 3 different settings that you can do to start. So you got the new farmer setting, which is like the way they describe it is this is where you get the most: a small farm, some equipment, and some money. So you're going to start with starter equipment just like you did in 15 and 17. You're going to have a farm with a farmhouse, you know, a couple sheds and stuff like that for parking your equipment in. And you're going to have some money. Farm manager is a little more difficult. You start with a lot more money, but you also start with nothing. No equipment, no farms, no houses, no buildings of any kind. Nothing. Just $1,250,000. That's what you start with. The start from scratch is for the true hardcore. No farm, no equipment, almost no money, only the brave. So it's basically supposed to be modeled around starting a farm in a bad economy, is what it's supposed to be. So that's if you want to
farm in general.
well,
in real life.
Yeah.
But now take that farm and take that experience of starting a farm in general and now put that into a bad economy. It makes it 10 times worse. So here's some pictures of you know, some of the things that you can build. So like this house was actually placed by the player. All these buildings were placed by the player. He's currently placed in a silo on that picture. So now instead of buying fields, this is kind of another change that goes along with the starting from scratch with no farm buildings or anything like that. Instead of buying a field, you buy parcels of land. So as you can kind of see on this image here, they've got the land kind of divided off, and in game you go to your escape menu and go to the map, and then you hit X to get all your land divisions, and then you select on a land parcel and you purchase that land parcel. So some situations you might be buying one field, you know, like this land parcel down here. You've got this field here, you've got this kind of building area here. There won't be any buildings on the property, but there's this area that's kind of showing up as being an area to build.
Oh my god.
So that's another huge part of the starting a farm.
There's already a bunch of mods out for this game.
Yesterday there was only like 7.
You look up on the actual Farming Simulator 19 mods
I won't touch them off
website.
outside of the mod hub.
Those are the ones I use a lot of time before on FS 17.
I only use the ones in the mod hub because of the fact that the mod hub ones are backed by giants. They have checked them and approved them, basically. Not that you can't use unapproved mods, but what the ones that are in the mod hub in the game are the ones that Giants has taken the time to check the mod out, make sure it's a good quality mod, no bugs in it, it looks good, performs good, and will work in most any situation. So that's why I tend to just stay away from the ones that aren't in the mod hub.
Yeah, really all it is right now is just a bunch of tractors.
Yeah. So we got Oh, go ahead.
I think it's just a bunch of people who revamped the old mods from FS17 and they updated them with new code and everything to work in 19.
Could be, yeah. Because there was a lot of mods in 17 that, like, I'm sure people are like, we need that back. You know, we need those again.
No, exactly.
We got 2 brand new maps for this game, so they're not like recycling any of the maps from 17 or 15. There is one map that they're recycling, which is it's a revamped version of the Farming Simulator 17 South America map, and then the 2 brand new maps. The South America map is actually a mod that you have to add through the mod hub. There's only the 2 new maps that are default in the game already. You got locations are US, South America, and Western Europe, so those are kind of the, one of the maps is based off the US, one's based off Europe, and then obviously the South America map. There's new animals in the game now, so you got birds that will land in your fields and you can scare them away. They'll follow cedars without affecting gameplay, so the birds don't do anything to the game, but it's just it's an environmental improvement. There's deer in the game, improved user interface, which is awesome. The new UI is spectacular. I love it. Map sizes have not changed. They're the same size. Let's see. So here's kind of an image. I'm not going to play the video, but that's kind of an image of the Felsbrunn map. That's one of the new maps. Then we got the Ravenport, however you want to say it. That's the other new map. So animals and crops, we got chicken, sheep, pigs, cows. Those are all still part of the game. Crops will bend when you drive over it, so that now, like, not just the crops, but the all your like plants and stuff that are all in the environment, those all interact with when you drive over them. Instead of you just drive it over them, they don't do anything. They actually interact with the vehicles as they drive over them. Yeah, like they say, no more corn stalks inside your cab. There's a limit on how many animals you can put in one stable. Giants is thinking about having 3 stable sizes, the largest without limits. Okay, so they'll still give us an option for no limit. There'll be 2 new crops, cotton and oat. I've dealt with oats already. I have not dealt with cotton because I haven't been able to afford the cotton harvester because we don't have any money mods yet that I've been able to use. Crop destruction has become part of the game, no longer a mod. It can be turned on or off. I thought that was an on-off feature in 17, but obviously it wasn't. But either way, I'm actually running with that on now on 19 instead of having that off. You've equipped your vehicle with a set of narrow wheels. You won't lose crops at all, so that's kind of showing that how the crop destruction happens with normal tires compared to narrow tires not destroying the crops. Lime is added to the game, so that's something that you add to your fields to bring back nutrients in your fields, just like you'd have to do in real life. You won't be losing money on stuff like seeds, fertilizer anymore. Get leftovers in the tanks after planting or fertilizing. Now you can just empty your tank and store the leftovers until the next run. Okay, see, now that I actually did not know that you could empty them back out. That's cool though, because you couldn't do that before. Once you filled your fertilizer or your seeder, it was filled. that was you couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Crops will affect soil compaction. How much varies from one crop type to another. This also determines how often you will have to plow. I currently have that turned off just because that's kind of a pain in the neck when you're starting out. So I have the periodic plowing turned off. It is a feature you can turn on or off in the settings. Mysterious and invisible milk trucks that used to collect milk automatically by midnight in FS17 are gone. In FS19, you have to deliver the moo juice yourself. Oh, okay. Chickens are buyable again and sellable. Getting rid of weeds. Yes, there's weeds in the game now, so when your crops get fully grown and you go to harvest them, you'll actually see weeds in your field. To remove weeds in an early stage, you can use a weeder. To remove old weeds, you need to spray your fields with herbicides using a sprayer. We have horses and dogs now. Horses are a new breed to Farming Simulator 19. All in all, you can have 16 of them on your farm. Unlike pigs, cows, and sheep, your horses won't reproduce. But through good care, plenty of water, and oats, and training, they'll eventually become valuable 5-star horses. The horses come in 8 color variations, and yes, you'll be able to ride them. Then there's the farm dog, also on FS19 first. It will follow you and come when called. It will be your best friend in FS19. Let's see, machinery. Obviously, we kind of went over a little bit of that. There's a lot of new machinery with the addition of John Deere and Case IH. There's also a lot of... I feel like there's a lot of machinery gone, but that could just be the way they... because of the new UI and the way they separate things out. You know, you got small tractors, medium tractors, large tractors now. That could be why I feel like there's tractors missing and stuff. When buying stuff from the shop, you'll get a 3D preview of the machinery. Any configuration changes will show as well prior to buying. That's a big thing that I've noticed that I really love. Before, your changes, you had no way to see them. So, like, if you wanted to go with a certain... Like for instance, the pickup trucks in 17. There was the different paint styles, or whatever they called them. And it depended on, you know, like one of them was like a single racing stripe down the middle. One of them was two double racing stripes. You couldn't see it though. So you had to try to remember which style was what paint job. Now you don't have to worry about that because you can actually see it in the preview. And you can move your mouse around, you can move everything around and look at the entire tractor or whatever it is that you're buying. You can look all the way around it. Let's see. Zoom the camera. Tractors are grouped into horsepower classes in the shop. Vehicle seats have been given a suspension animation. I have noticed that. That is incredibly cool looking. Throttles and brake pedals are also animated. I didn't notice that. Oh, damn, they are. We noticed the the hand going over to the controls for like the front loader attachments and stuff. We noticed that, but I didn't notice the pedals before. There will be hoses connecting various tools, tanks to each other and to the vehicles. Hoses are attached automatically. Equipment will eventually show signs of wear and tear. The working speed and the strength of the tractors will decrease over time. Vehicle interior will have cab lighting and dashboard illumination. Windscreen and windshield wipers are animated. Awesome. It's so cool. I've actually already seen that. As soon as it starts raining, if you go into a tractor, the wipers will start going. And you won't have the rain inside the cab anymore like you had in 17.
But you can't change the setting of how fast or how slow it is.
Yeah, no, you can't like turn the wipers on or off or adjust the speed of them. It's all automatic. Let's see. Samson, Danish manufacturer of slurry tanks and muck spreaders, is making its farming simulator debut. Fent Ideal and Macy Ferguson, Ideal Combine, Agco, John Deere. So those are some of the equipment there. Let's see. Oh, then there's this that was with the pre-order. If anybody pre-ordered it, you get this Mahindra Retriever. It's basically a side-by-side utility vehicle.
Oh, so I won't get this.
Nope, you and Josh don't have it because you guys bought it after release. So me, Grim, and Dan all have this Mahindra. So I have to have
I mean, I'm sure they'll come out with a mod for it.
Probably eventually. They'll probably eventually release it for everybody to be able to get it as a mod. Let's see. I did notice they have a few new items as far as logging equipment.
Yes.
Elmer's massive grain carts. Those are part of it. Oh, here's another big change. Contracts are available in multiplayer and in single player now, so you can actually do contracts in multiplayer, which is a huge bonus for starting out. Let's say, working on stopping the rain leaking through the roofs, 90% done. So some of this article is from before the game actually released, but it was a good list of all the different features and stuff, so that's why I went to this article. Let's see, with up to 4 teams, so you can have up to four different farms on a map. You have to own the land to be able to cut the trees on it, which makes sense because normally it's the same thing with the crops. You can't harvest the crops unless you own the land.
Oh yeah, the new actual forklift in the game.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and this is a list of a lot of the new game engine features like the dynamic sky, volumetric fog. Sun and moon are actually in the sky and actually move through the sky. Depth of field, color grading, tone mapping, bloom, global illumination, dynamic eye adaptation, light scattering. Lots of improvements to the graphics, that's for sure.
You can ride a horse.
Yeah, we already covered that.
And it actually... I'm comparing it to FS17, the mod, though, where the legs didn't actually move.
Yeah, I'm sure this is a lot better quality.
Oh, yeah.
So here's an image of spreading the lime. It's kind of funny because you end up feeling like you're painting your field. It turns your field white, and then you just cultivate it all under. So here's a picture of the cotton harvester harvesting some cotton. Some of the other new stuff, videos on it. This is
Oh,
the
you
reveal
actually-
trailer, the release trailer, or well, E3 trailer, and then the reveal trailer. Screenshots and artwork. Yeah, so it's quite a bit of improvements to the game, that's for sure. And unfortunately, Chris didn't have a whole lot to say because he doesn't play the game.
Yeah, woo!
But yeah, it's quite the improvement from 17 and especially from 15. It's a huge improvement on the game. Well worth the same price tag as all the other ones. The price tag has not increased or anything. It's still $34.99 for PC version. I'm not sure. I forget what it was on console. I think it's like $49.99 on console.
God, probably $60.
No, I know it wasn't 60 when I bought
No,
FS15. I think it was 50 on console. I don't remember though. But I know it's a little more on console, but yeah, it's still $35 on PC like 17 was. So yeah, it's
It's 45.
quite the improvement, that's for sure. Still got some of your oldie but goodie tractors like this old Hurleyman H488.
No, 49. Sorry.
Some of the
For
same
consoles.
trailers and stuff. New mod updates. So some of these mods are actually just being. These are actually equipment that we had in 17 that are just being added into the game through developer mods. Oh, here's some specs on it as far as requirements. Let's see. Well,
I can't run it. Oh.
yeah, I doubt that. 64-bit Windows, obviously. 2.4 gigahertz Intel or an equivalent AMD quad-core processor. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 560, AMD Radeon HD 7770 or better. 4 gigabytes of RAM, 20 gigabytes of hard drive space, and a sound card and DVD ROM drive, and if you bought the retail version, obviously. So yeah, I think that should just about do her.
Yes.
That pretty much covered
Yeah.
everything on Farming Sim, so
Yeah.
yeah, that should pretty much do it for this week's episode. Again, like usual, you guys, if you want to continue the conversation, definitely come join the Discord and continue the conversation there, or offer up suggestions for topics to talk about, news stories to talk about on the next episodes. We'll also take, if people want to, offer up information about themselves, it might be able to squeeze in like an interview segment or something with you. Things like that. Podcast will be up. The video will be up. We try to get it up by noon tomorrow, Saturday.
We should start shooting those for Sunday just to be.
Well, I mean, it's as long as I remember, the two of us remember to fucking get it sent over to you before I go to bed at night. But that's the
Or
biggest
even
problem.
do like 4 on Saturdays or something.
But currently we shoot for noon, but that may
Yeah.
change. We try to get it up by noon on Saturday, so that anybody that misses the stream can watch that on Saturday. And then we also have the audio version on all the major platforms: Google Play, iTunes, and Spotify. That'll also be available around noon on Saturday usually. So you got both those options for watching it there. We did just create a Facebook page for the podcast, so if you're on Facebook and you want to follow what's going on with the podcast there, that's always an option as well. Just Odd Talks, search for Odd Talks Podcast on Facebook, you should find us. And I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Either you guys got anything to add?
No.
No, I think I am good.
All right. Well, I'll be going live after this with my personal channel. We'll probably be streaming some Farming Simulator 19. So if you guys want to come check that out, you're welcome to come check that out. Otherwise, Brandon has his channel as well, BrandonGameYT on Twitch. I'm Voltage_MD on Twitch. And Shadow does not stream as of currently, so don't have to worry about that. If he does start streaming, we'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I think that's gonna do it for me. and you guys have
Yes.
a good night. We'll see you next week for the next episode.
Or good morning, or good afternoon.
Yeah,
Depends on when
true.
you're listening to this.
Very, very true. Very true. All right, guys. Have a good weekend.